Hello and welcome. We have sparkly lights. This is day 26 of the Doodle Wash, December 2020. I am Stephanie from Deliberately Creative, and we are doing magical lights. I'll tell you why they're magical in just a moment, if you haven't figured it out already. Hi guys, welcome to the day after Christmas, the Boxing Day, I'm not sure what day it is in all the different holidays that are out there, but if you're celebrating your holiday today or in the next few days, welcome. I'm excited for you, and I hope that it's a joyous and happy occasion for you. I am doing this fun little ball with sparkly lights, and did you figure out how they're magical? These guys are going to be lit. They're not plugged in. These run on fairy magic that touches those little electric passer-throughers, the plug. It absorbs magical energy through the air and makes these lights glow. It's going to be fun. I am excited. So what we're going to do is get this background of the ball wet. And I'm not sure exactly how this is going to turn out. It's going to be maybe a little bit fiddly because I am working around the lights. I probably should have just put the lights in first. Now I've already got the background wet. So, oh, that might work. So now that I've got the background wet of the ball, I didn't wet the very background here is dry right now. So what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to put the color in and let it ooze out. Oh, that should be pretty. So let's go and grab maybe a dark blue or a type of blue. Let's see if ooh, yeah, I like that. We're going to let that just sort of let the color ooze out a little bit. Maybe I didn't get it wet enough in some of those areas. This is going to be interesting. Don't know how it's going to turn out. And that's part of the fun here, is that we're just going to play and experiment. I'm dropping a lot. Ooh, that was a lot of paint. This one out here is not going to go outside the ball or outside the light because I didn't put any water next to it. And let's go with this one right here. These, like I said, these are magical lights. Are you somebody who has to take the tree down immediately if you are somebody who puts a tree up? I'm gonna blot a little bit of that around. Oh, there we go. That makes me feel better. Maybe this is a white ball. Oh, this is a white ball, and it's going to be colored with all of the colors from this. And I think that it's going to have a bit of red shining right there because of the red, that red light. Let's go with a little bit of red. I wonder if I didn't get enough water down here. Maybe I didn't. Here we go. Get that one wet. Maybe I'll just wet in the sections as I'm going. That probably would be a good idea, wouldn't it? So wet in that section and this section. I'm going to take a little touch of that red right here, and I'm going to blot it just a smidge. This is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. And you know, sometimes you have to tell yourself it's going to be fun so that you believe that you're having fun. I am going to let's see, that section is wet. And then I'm going to grab, I think, an orange, kind of a bright orange yellow. You notice I'm not coloring them in completely. I'm leaving a little bit of highlight shine. This one is going to go right there. We'll see how much that shine sort of flows around. Just dropping a little bit more water on it, just because. And I think I want a little more water. This one I think is going to be a purple one, and it will hopefully blend. Let's see here. There's a purple up here. That's a blue. That's a blue. Is that the purple? Nope, that's a blue. Huh. Well, it said that was purple, but I don't believe them. Nope, none of those. I think this is going to end up looking very tie-dye by the time we're done. I like it. I think I'm going to get another yellow up here first, though. Because you know what? That yellow orange, that's really pretty. Let it kind of flow in here. There we go. That blue. Let's see, that blue was this one right here. Put a little bit of that blue right next to that yellow. So maybe it'll blur out. Whoa, that was a lot more water than I expected. Sometimes that happens. Just blot it off. Let's see. I want that purpley color. Maybe that's this one way up at the top on here. There it is. I knew there was a purple around here somewhere, and that it was way up on the top. That's kind of a diazonine purpley color, really dark purple, but if you put enough water into it, I need some more water there. I'm keeping that cord between the yellow, that orangey color, and the purple. And we're going to go with the purple out here. These are first layers. We might put a little bit more color onto those lights. Oh, those are so pretty. Those old-fashioned style lights just make my heart happy. And I've seen some of the old-fashioned style lights now that are actually LED that look really, really nice. So I'm putting that there, and then I'm going to just come out here and then get that wet because I forgot to get it wet. Let's see. What color should that be, though? Need to suck up a little bit of that water. It's going to do weird things. I don't mind it doing a little bit of weird stuff, but what color should that one be? It needs to be something, could be the red. We could go with the red again. Yeah. See, I ask those questions out loud just so that I know that it's a question I have. Now I'm going to go ahead and get all of that wet. And then I'm going to slurp the water up out of the light and grab a touch of that magenta and just sort of let it blur out a little bit. And remember, this is sort of free form, and it is going to end up looking kind of tie-dye, I think. we'll go in and put some shadows and stuff like that. We'll make it a little more dimensional, but I'm just gonna suck up some of that water. And by doing it with a wet paper towel, it is just going to randomly pick up some color. There we go. Oh, I like that soft. It's glowing, but it's not too strong. I think we're gonna go, yeah, I think it has to be a blue. Not a purple, because we already have a purple, a gold, and a red, so this one needs to be the blue. And that is just, you know, that's kind of how I'm making up my own rules for myself. Let's see, before I get the blue down, I'm going to go ahead and wet the area around it. Just even into the red. That purple is still pretty wet. Now I'm going to take that blue. This is kind of a phthalo blue, I think. Pretty much a staining blue. Ooh, that is pretty. Let's see what the side. That's looking pretty there too. You can see how wet I'm working here though. It's really wet. Got that. I think I need a little bit of purple sort of blending into the, whoop, not there. Need to blot so that I can make kind of a dam with that cord. There we go. I want just a touch of that purple. That was at the top of the green pad. There we go. We're going to have to dry it before I put any more detail into that. I think we need to dry. Okay, since I haven't done my background yet, I have to make sure that my tape keeps getting pushed back down. That heat tool does release the tape, so you need to be careful. There we go. I am looking at that going, I think I'm going to take some of the Prussian blue. That wasn't the Prussian blue. Prussian blue is just a little bit grayed out more. And I'm going to actually take Prussian blue and a bit of burnt sienna and make a gray. Kind of a green gray. And I'm going to put that up here. The ball is, I think the ball is white. And then we have the colors that are shining on it. But then there's shadow. There's shadow from all the cords and the little bulb ends. Magical lights. Remember, this is magical lighting because it's not even plugged in. I like that. I like that we have magical lights for the day after Christmas. Magic doesn't end just because a holiday is done. So now what I want to do is kind of soften that out just a little bit into those colors. We'll see if it works. See if that, it may not. I may end up adding a little bit of gouache to some of those shadows, or just actually just adding a bit more of the color. Ah, that's what I need. Just go and add more of the color back in. So that orangey color. I'm not going to make it solid. I'm going to just play with it. Just play with it. Today is a day to play with your toys. So if Santa brought you a little bit of art money and you're interested in these designs, I do have, we're going to go back here. If Santa brought you some art money and you want to do these designs, I have 31 cute creative winter ornaments. And you know, things like candlelight and just that little garland, cups of cocoa, gift ideas, things, you know, not everything is holiday. Some things are just, wouldn't that be just a pretty decoration to hang up? I've seen people have these glass balls and they put like air plants and things like that in them. So these designs can span a wider range than just Christmas. That's why it's winter ornaments. This is available on Teespring. It's instant download. You go in, download it, and you can start printing it off. I have 26 designs are already done and their videos are already up on my YouTube channel. So you have 26 opportunities to see more ways to do these designs. And if you want, I do have it as a printed color book also. And just because I say it's a coloring book doesn't mean that you can't like use these as references to draw your own or put it on top of a light table and trace it onto watercolor paper. Have fun, you know? Have fun. That's the point here. Have fun. So oh wow, I guess I'm using some of that yellow up in some more of these areas here. And I'm not, maybe I'll take that yellow into that blue, soften the shadow that way. Aha! See? There's ways to soften shadows. Truthfully, a shadow only shows when there's a really light next to it. So if we go in and we adjust the color next to the shadow becomes much softer and kind of disappears. So just like that. Now the shadow is feeling like a shadow. Sometimes you just have to work with it, figure out what you're doing. There. Grab a little bit more of that orange, bring that in here, make it a little brighter. And then don't work it too much into the blue. Go grab some more of the blue and work it down. So yes, it will give us a little bit of a green tone here. That's natural. That's what it should do, is give us a little bit of a green. Because this is a very yellow orange, you know? Let's go zoom back in here. There we go. So you see how that's standing out quite strongly? I can take a little bit of the yellow into that gray, or that yellow orange into the gray, and we can just work it down. And maybe I'll even take a little bit of a red. Ooh, there we go. A little bit of a darker red orange color into that. There we go. Okay, that's making me happier. So just play with your colors, see what works. If something isn't making you happy, figure out what you need to do. Play with the color and find out. Picked up a little bit more of the... I'm just changing the color of my orange bulb, aren't I? So that way it goes with the color in the background. Fun. All right. Okay. I'm getting happier with this every second. I am going to, again, lift off some of the color there. Just because I don't want it to be quite so dark. But I do want to start getting a little bit of darkness, little shadow around the bottom of the bulb. It's going to be interesting trying to get highlights onto this one. I can tell that right now. That magenta does make a really pretty purple with this blue color. Which is why it makes me think that that's pretty much a phthalo type. Just lighten it up just a smidge. Grab a little bit of that purple. Intensify the colors. Work those shadows back. I got them a little bit too strong, so that's okay. We just work them back. See? Fun, fun, fun. I'm going to just soften that all up. Blur that junction right there. And up here, we need a little bit more color. So you can see I'm just taking my time, looking around and going, where do I need more color? See, that actually needs to be more blue there and less purple. So I'm just working that blue into that. And I'm going to put more of that blue onto that bulb. We're starting to work layers of color, building it up, having fun with it. I hope you're having fun. If you are, make sure that you click that like button and the subscribe and turn on your notifications so that you'll be notified when I do new videos. I am going to be going live on New Year's Eve with another marathon, and we will be doing Cozy January. That's my theme for the month, is Cozy January. I found out that January is National Tea Month and that it is going to be awesome since I already chose the theme of doing teacups and mugs and teapots and anything that makes me think of cozy. So, you know, book nooks, just, you know, soft socks and nice Afghans, whatever makes me feel happy and cozy. Get that to go purple right there, I think. Just because. That slightly darker color. And then a little bit darker right in the bulb. Hope you don't mind, and I'm kind of taking my time on this one. You know, it's not popping into existence as quickly as some do. Want that little bit darker red right there, I think now. And we're going to go a little bit darker with that orangey bright right here. And a little bit of that darker orangey bright right here. we go. Darker, let it sort of go to the outside edge a little bit. Yeah, this is taking a little bit more time, and I'm good with that. I'm actually doing this on the 17th of December, so I'm enjoying the vicarious thrill of it being the day after the holiday, before the holiday has even happened. I know for some people, the day after a holiday is a bit of a letdown. And I can understand that, you know, especially if you build up to the holiday as the holiday being, you know, the be all end all of it, where truthfully the holiday is just one day, and we should be, you know, loving on our families all days of the year. It's not just one day. Loving our family, whatever holiday you celebrate, you want to love your family all days, and not limit your love. And if you don't have family near that you're celebrating with, I hope that you find joy in little things that make you happy. You know, there's many things that can make us happy that doesn't require anybody else. I am kind of an, you wouldn't think it, but I am kind of an introvert. I have to have my alone time, my time in solitude that is not lonely. Solitude is not loneliness. Solitude is the time to recharge batteries. For me, I think I'm looking at that, a little bit of purple right here, and on that purple bulb, just to get that a little bit stronger. I think we're going to dry it. I think we're going to dry this and then put the cord in, and then we'll figure out what we're doing to the background. So I think the background is going to need to be like one color, but not white. I don't want it to be just white. So let's dry this and see what we end up with. All right, you know what? I just thought of this. It's something that I just thought of, and I think it makes sense. I hope it makes sense to you. We're actually going to do the background next and not the chords. So that way, when I do the chords, I can do them dark and strong over the top, and it doesn't matter if they got color going across them. I think that is the plan. So I am wondering, we could go in with the green, but then the cord would get lost. We could go in with just the soft blue type background and add some bokeh lighting. Maybe we'll do that. I think we'll do that, but we won't do it with the phthalo blue this time. I think we will go with maybe the violet blue. Yeah, I think that blue. And I'm going to go ahead and put this water. I'm not going to be too particular about making it get right up next to all of those lights. That way I can blur out around them a little bit. I like that idea. That gives us room for glowing. I want room to glow. Do you have room to glow? Keep some room to glow. And I'm hoping that all of my friends and all of the friends I haven't met yet are just having an amazing day. If you want to help support my channel, one of the best ways to do it is to subscribe and share the videos with your friends. Watch all the videos. I have gone in and cleaned up my channel a little bit, so there are some videos that have been put into deep storage for a little while. We'll see if I bring them out again, but some of the videos that were on my channel, they've gone to deep storage. So now I'm going to just, just work that soft, leave it glowing around the edges, kind of cloudy. Maybe this is hanging outside, more magical, even more magical, that it's hanging outside and still lights. I did not pay attention when I did that. I just shouldn't have put a plug on the end. I should have just put another light. But you know what? It just makes it more magical. Be a little bit darker up there. Oh, and see, I'm getting some of that onto the bulb. I can fix that by just softening it up and pushing it out to the edge. And then just sucking that paint up. There we go. See? All fixed. No big deal. Except that I do need to make sure that I don't have any yellow orange in my brush when I go back. There we go. I'm not too worried about going over the cable down here, the cord. Don't have to worry about that. I'll be going green. On the cable, the cord. Okay, so now I'm going to work that up, and then I'll come back with a tissue and sort of blot right over the bulbs. I think that is what I'm going to do. So that way it's a soft transition. It doesn't look too harsh or, you know, painted around. Sometimes you can get those little white spaces that you just don't see until it's too late. Soften that up. I don't want a hard line. Don't want a hard line around that. I'm just going to paint it right up onto the cable, the cord. Right over that. All right. So now we are going to take, my paper towel has gotten really, really wet. But I am just going to sort of blot right over the bulbs and see if I can pick up some of the, let's see, maybe I'll even get it wet right around it and see if it will pick up that blue. Yeah, that blue is definitely not the phthalo blue because the phthalo blue doesn't pick up as easy. And this is picking up a little bit. We're gonna, let's see, do I wanna, ooh, I like that. Let's just kind of cloud that up just a little bit. a little bit cloudy. Just sort of soft and diffused background, nothing too harsh. And now I think maybe I will put a little touch of that blue in the shadow up here, and I think that's pretty good. I like that tie-dye bulb. That just is making me really happy. There we go. And ooh, I don't want to splatter it. I was thinking maybe I should splatter. No, we're not going to splatter. I'm going to see if that green, maybe that green mixed with the blue. That green mixed with that blue. There. Yeah. So I'm just going to work my way around on that. I think I need to dry this. And that was that the violet blue? Yeah. Phew. All right. So now you can take a smaller brush. This is the number 12 round by Mimic. It has a really nice sharp point, so you can do those tiny little lines. Let's go sideways. So you can see how I can get in here and color in areas, and then I can go very fine point and come across. Leave a little bit of highlight on those magical lights. I love that. Magic lights. A place to screw the light bulbs in, you know? Many people forget that. They forget that there's a holder for the light bulbs. They just put the lights directly on the string. And now if it's, you know, the newfangled LED lights, that's true. The lights really are just on the string, and they don't really have a holder because you can't replace the lights on an LED string. Those light emitting diodes. But this is an old-fashioned string. Those lights that get a little magical help. So there we go. Now we're back to the top down. And I'm just working my way around on that string. There is color on these already, on that string of lights, on the cable, the cord, whatever you want to call it. It's just a fun thing. And this is the first coat of green. I will go back in with a little bit more green and give it some more. Color things in, and you see how there's the color that was already on there. It just becomes part of the wire. And remember that this is also just paper and just paint. So if it doesn't work out the way you want it to, if you downloaded the downloadable, you can just color again. Just print it out and try again. And have fun. Maybe do it something totally different. I would probably do this totally different if I did it another time. Or when I do it another time. I'm probably going to do this one again. I like it. It's a fun one. But it would just be done for me. Or maybe for a card to give to somebody. After I gave away the very, very first one I realized I didn't want to give these cards, these paintings, away until after the series was done, because I want to be able to do a flip through of all of the paintings. So I had to just do a print out of the very first one so that I could do a flip through. So I printed it out on watercolor paper. See? Just grab the different colors, see what it does. Put a little highlight, put a little shadow. I'm starting to, this is a little bit darker color, so I'm going to try and put it where there would be more shadow. Maybe in some of those spaces where I got a little bit more color on the wire. See how that starts to give it a little bit more weight? It doesn't feel like it's just two little black lines that were drawn. Starts feeling like it has a little bit more weight when you start putting shadows around the edges or shadows underneath, leaving a little bit of a highlight on top. And just let it flow around. This would look really cute painted on a rock. I know I have some rock painters in my community. I am a rock painter. I haven't painted any rocks recently, so if you're interested and you want to see me paint some rocks on my channel, let me know. Leave a comment. That's another way to support your favorite creators on YouTube, is leave comments on their videos. Engage with them more than just saying, you know, hey, wow. Ask a question. Many times, well, I will answer questions. If you ask me a question, I will answer the question, as long as it's related to, you know, something relatively related to creativity. I will answer. But that having engagement in the comments actually helps YouTube see that people are enjoying being part of that community. And we're all trying to find the, you know, those magic things, the things that YouTube looks at to try and, you know, grow our channels, grow our communities, grow, you know, my community grows when YouTube shares my videos. So that's, you know, totally what happens. I'm just using some of that wimpy black. I call it wimpy black now. It's much more of a neutral gray, which is fine, you know. Kind of need it. I don't know. I think instead of putting dark underneath here now, I am going to take a little bit of my white gouache and put it with some of that green to make a sort of a minty green that's going to stand up as a highlight, and just get it down here. And that's the highlight on my cord. So, you know, I just want to put a few little highlights here and there on the lights, sort of where I left the highlight. Come in here, just, let's see if we can just sort of very, very lightly, just kiss it. Oh, tiny little lines, teensy tiny lines. Don't, you're not even hardly touching the brush to the paper. Let's see if we can, see if you can see that right here. Get my hand so that it's the right angle. Look at that. I'm just barely touching there's really no pressure. I'm just letting the very little tip of that brush sort of tickle the edge of that wire. And go in and do my highlight on the holder. I'm saying that those are actually a little bit shiny. Putting my highlights on the top of my wire. And leaving the bottom part of the wire clear or unhighlighted. I want this one to be on top, so I'm going to highlight more on that one. See how now it's going over this wire here. And I think we are going to grab a, let's see, let's just grab the gold metallic pen, and I'm just going to color the plug. And I left a little space. Let's see if we can see that better on this one. Let's zoom in. You can see how I left a little white space in there, and that just makes it feel like there's two plugs. It's not just one metal strip going across. I think I'm going to put a little bit of gold, a little bit of gold shine on here. Like that. And move these colors. I do want a bit of highlight on the bulb itself. So I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to go in. Let's zoom out just a smidge. We're going to grab some of that gouache. That's just plain white gouache. I'm going to put a bit of a highlight in a few spots. And then get it wet. So it's soft. Oh, there. That's better. You know, I wanted a little bit more of a highlight in here. I want it to feel like there's lights all around it. Maybe get a little bit more light onto those bulbs. Ah, yeah, there, see? A little bit. And if you rub back and forth on the red ones, it picks up. So don't rub back and forth on the red ones. So just go boom. Oh, that was a lot of light. I am going to rub back and forth on that one a little bit. Soften it up. Look at that. Maybe I'll do the same thing on that one. I'm just going to the red ones right now. I want a little bit more of a highlight down here on this one. Boom. And now I'm going to take and put highlight on those purple and blue. All right, so I am taking just a tiny touch of white, making a little bit of a cloudiness right here around the bottom of that cord, to kind of clean up where it oozed out, where the paint oozed. I like that. I think we're good. I need to sign this. I'm going to sign it right here. Just sort of tucked in. Right there. Now we're going to pull that tape off. And we'll see how well we did. Looks like I'm going to have to clean up a spot. Oh, nope, I'm not going to have to. It just went on the tape. Excellent. Let's see, how'd that one do? Just went on the tape. Ah. So look at that, guys. We have a beautiful, sparkling ornament ball with lights that are magically lit by the fairies hanging outside from a tree branch that we can't see, but with a blue cloudy sky behind it. I like it. I think that worked out really well. I hope you enjoyed this. Check back in tomorrow, the 27th, for the live stream where we do the vintage skates as an ornament. It's going to be fun, and I am excited. I hope that you remember to like, comment, subscribe, share, and go out, do something creative. Take care of yourself so you can take care of those around you. And I want to see you back here again really soon. Bye-bye.